Revelation 2925. From the 14th of October 1943. Overcoming the faults and shortcomings. Fight and victory. There is no spiritual progress if the human being does not consciously work on himself, that is, strives with all his strength to become perfect. He is indeed weak and will not be able to get rid of his shortcomings and faults by his own efforts. However, he must first recognize himself and then, in the realization of his faults and weaknesses, request the necessary strength from God to overcome them. He must not let himself drift willy-nilly. He must not remain inactive where he is to muster the strength of resistance which will make him victorious over his weaknesses and flaws. This is the battle without which no human being can ascend. This is spiritual progress, that the human being defeats himself, that he successfully works on himself, that he changes and discards the faults which mark him as an imperfect being. For this is why he walks his last earthly path of life in free will, that he fights against all bad instincts which he brought with him into his last embodiment, that he strives upwards, towards godlikeness. And for this he was given the intellect, the gift of knowledge, so that he can give himself an account of how far his nature, his actions and thoughts correspond to the will of God. He should criticize himself severely and without embellishment. He should do everything that benefits his soul's salvation, and this includes inner reflection on his worth and unworthiness. He must try to shape himself with an eye turned towards God in order to become an image of God, and he must know that a person's faults and shortcomings are obstacles in order to come close to God. Consequently, if he strives towards God, he must first remove these faults. And in the realization of his weakness he must sincerely call upon God for help. He must request strength for his work of transformation. And he must want to become like God, to discard all ungodliness and gain victory over all weaknesses and faults. God respects this serious will of his and also provides him with the necessary strength and explains to him how he should use this strength in order to achieve success, in order to progress in development, in order to mature his soul and to emerge victorious over himself. Amen.